Hello all, very good morning. Welcome to the Domain Expert channel. So in today's session, we're going to discuss about an interesting service called S3. Okay. So the agenda for today is, so what is simple storage service, introduction of S3, the concepts in S3, the advantages of S3 and the limitations and the demo for on the S3. Okay. So first of all, I just want to give you a small introduction about the S3. What is S3? Okay, S3 is one of the first service that has been produced by AWS. Okay, the definition, the full form of S3 is simple storage service. Okay, S3 provides developers and IT teams with secure, durable, and highly scalable object storage. Okay, it is easy to use with a simple web access or interface to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web. Okay, if you want to store some particular amount of data inside of storage, right, we can use the AWS service called S3 to store the data, and at any time, at anywhere, we can access at any time. Okay, so just we can start about S3 introduction. As I said, that S3 is one of the first service that has been produced by AWS. Okay, S3 is a safe place to store the files. So completely S3 is the object based storage. That is, you can store the images, Word files, PDF files, or any videos inside of this S3. Okay, the files which are stored in S3 can be from 0 bytes to 5 byte. Okay, the maximum the files can be stored inside of S3 is up to 5 TB. Okay, so this is the limitations in the S3. Now we're going to discuss about what is advantage of S3. Okay, so the first advantage of S3 is creating the buckets. Firstly, we create a bucket and provide a name to the bucket. Okay, buckets are the containers in S3 that stores the data. So we're going to discuss what is bucket, what is object in the S3 concepts. So here it is in the S3 concepts. We're going to discuss what is object, what is bucket, what is object, what is keys, what is regions, what is Amazon S3 data consistency model. So for now, just in advantages of S3, firstly, we have to create the bucket and provide the name of the bucket. So bucket is a container in S3 that stores the data. Bucket must have unique name to generate any unique DNS address. I'm going to show you the DNS address after completion of creating the bucket. Okay. And the second advantage of S3 is we can store the data inside the buckets, right? So after uploading the files as much you want into S3 bucket, there is no maximum limit to store the files. Each object can contain up to 5 TB of data. Okay, each object can be stored and retrieved by using a unique developer assign key. Okay, so after uploading the files inside of this bucket, we can retrieve at anywhere, at any place, at any time. Okay, so this is advantage. And after uploading by the end user, right, as a customer, you can download the files, the data using the same DNS S3 DNS URL. You can download the data at anywhere whenever you want it. So this is beauty of using the S3. And also the S3 also provide more security, offering features by protecting unauthorized users from accessing your data. Okay, so these are the four advantages of using S3. Okay, and let us discuss the concepts of S3. So there are 5 concepts in S3. Okay, the first thing is object. What is meant by object? Sorry, what is meant by bucket? So bucket is a container used for storing the object. Okay, every object is incorporated in a bucket. Okay, for example, if the object named photos dot jpg format, okay, is stored in the bucket, this then it can be addressed by using the URL http the S3 bucket URL. That will be I'm going to show with you. I'm going to share that information after creation of the buckets. Okay, so a bucket has no limit to the amount of object that it can store. No bucket can exist inside of other buckets. So that is about the bucket. Okay, and the next concept we're going to discuss is objects. What is an object? Object are the entities which are stored in an S3 bucket. Okay, an object consists of object data and metadata, where metadata is a set of name value pair that describes the data. Okay, And the next concept is keys. What is meant by key? A key is a unique identifier for an object. Every object in a bucket is associated with one key. Okay. And the next concept is regions. You can choose any geographical region if in which you want to store the buckets that you have created. So during creation of the buckets, I'm going to show you the region wise everything at the time. Okay. uh, and data consistency model. Okay. So Amazon S3 replicates the data to multiple servers to achieve high availability. The two types of models we have it. The first model read after write consistency for put of new objects, and eventually consistency for overwrite puts and deletes. There are two models which is in place. But for now, we're going to describe only the basics on S3, right? So I'm just ignoring for now. We're going to discuss the data consistency model in the next video. Okay. So this is about the basics understanding of S3. Okay. Now we're going to start the practical session using table. So my requirement here is, what is my requirement? My requirement here is I want to upload important files to the S3, and that files should be accessible in the internet, in the public. So this is my requirement. Okay. So first thing is the first actions we required is need to create the bucket. Okay. After creation of the bucket, we have to upload the objects. What is bucket, guys? Bucket is a container. It is a container to store the data. Okay. Object. What is object? Object is an entity or files. Anything you can call this. Okay. Upload. And upload the files. Okay. So after creation of the bucket and uploading the files, we have to permit some permissions. Permissions can be applied into first one is in bucket level and object level. Right. In the bucket level, my requirement here is I want to expose the users who is in outside the world, they want to access my files, right? So for that, I need to enable the public access. So by default, note it down, guys. By default, the public access for the S3 bucket is blocked. So we have to enable, and also we need to allow the read-only access through ACLs. Okay. So in the bucket level, we have to enable the public access, and we need to allow the read-only access through ACLs. Okay. In the similar way, we need to enable. We need to allow the read-only access through enables in the object level as well. Okay. So these are the two things we are going to perform. We need to in the lab. So permissions in the, just note it down, guys. In the permissions we have to apply in the bucket level on the object level. Okay. After creation of the S3 buckets. Now let me navigate to the AWS dashboard. Sign into the AWS console. Okay. I'm navigating to my AWS account. So two-factor authentication to R8 HRH. I'm supplying the credentials to log into my root account. Now I'm navigating with the AWS console. Okay. My requirement here is I want to upload some files using service called S3, right? So since it is a global service, I'm just clicking on it to see, right? It will be navigated to the S3 dashboard in the global region. Okay. So here I would like to create the bucket. So my requirement here is first thing is I want to create create the bucket first. Okay, I'm just creating the bucket called public file 1 2 3 4. Okay, as I said that I'm going to store the files inside of AP South 1, that is in Singapore region. Okay, I'm just updating the bucket name and enabling the ACL, right? So as I said, right, we are in the permissions in the bucket level. We have to enable two things. First one is enable the public access, and we need to enable the ACLs, right? So I'm just enabling the ACLs, and I'm also enabling the public access here. So if you see, right, by default, public access is blocked. Block public access through settings for this bucket. By default, it will be blocked. I'm just enabling now. Okay, I'm checking that. So by default, it will be blocked, and I'm just enabling that. And I'm checking these settings. Okay, and I'm creating the bucket. Okay, so now the bucket has been created. So now what I'll do, I will double click on it. I'll come to the permissions. Okay, so now I want to enable, I want to provide some, read-only access using the ACLs. Okay, edit access control list, and I'm providing access to everyone with read-only access. I'm checking that. I'm saving the changes. Okay, when you grant access to everyone or authenticated, you just group grantees. Anyone in the world can access the object in this bucket. So I'm agree with that, and since it is demo, I'm agree with it. I'm saving the changes. Okay, now it is giving publicly accessible. So the first goal I have is I have accomplished. Okay, now what is my requirement? I want to upload some data inside of this, right? So I'm going click on that upload option. I'm just adding the files. Okay, I want to export this to the internet. Let us take steps.txt file to my customer. Okay, I'm just uploading the files. The moment I uploaded files, right? So I think it's been uploaded. I'm just closing that. Okay, so in the second permission, right, as I said that we need to allow read-only access through ACLs for the object level as well. I already completed the bucket level of permissions. Now I need to apply for object level. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll come to the steps, double click on it, and I'll try to take the URL, object URL. I'll try to verify it. I know it won't work. It's giving permission denied error, right? Because the object level also we need to enable the access list. So for that case, I will come to the object level. Instead of object level, I'm going to permissions. I'm just enabling read-only access to everyone. Just checking this, and I'm just applying the changes. Okay, understood these effects of these changes on the object. I'm agree with that, and applying the changes. Okay, so after that, let me refresh the page. See, now I'm able to retrieve the data using my public IP address. So that's it, guys. Using the S3 bucket.